Hello my crafty friends, Corinne here from Corinne Crafts. I hope you are well. I hope you are having a great time getting your Christmas projects completed, whether they're cards, whether it's decorations, whatever it is. I hope it's bringing you some joy. Here is a beautiful card. Now, I could not find an embossing folder in the design that I wanted, so I have done some faux embossing. We don't normally I don't personally normally faux emboss a colour on a colour, but I think this looks perfect. So I'm going to show you now how I put this together. Well, I can't believe where November's going, can you? It is flying by and we're gradually getting through our Christmas projects. I hope these are giving you some inspiration. I'd love to know if you decide to take on any of these designs, give them a tweak, do anything with them and make them your own. Now, this card today, I'll start with the sizes so you can see. I've got a 4.5 inch by 6 inch piece of pearlescent green card. It's a lovely deep green. It's one that a sort of green I don't often use. It's very sort of Leylande pine Christmas tree look about it, that sort of colour, which is what I wanted. Then I've got a card base of 5.25 by 6 3/4. This is a standard size that I use because 6 3/4 by 6 3/4 is the size of card that I pre-buy that fits a 7-inch envelope. So yeah, I've stayed with a 6 3/4, just cut a little bit off and made it 5.25 so that these pieces will fit on there. Now, I've talked about a technique before whereby I do faux embossing by using die cuts. Now, normally when I do that, I do it onto white card, but I wanted to do it onto green. I wanted to emboss this piece of green card, but I didn't have the exact embossing folder that I wanted to make it work. So I thought, right, I'm going to do some faux embossing on this. So that's the technique for today. Just so that you know, I have put a piece of craft card on here and a piece of white. Now, that might look like a topper to you, but it is cut out because what I've done is I've cut out the white circle and the craft circle and I've stuck them together. It just stops the card getting too heavy. And I put some foam pads on the back. We're going to use that in a minute. But this piece is going to go on here, but I'm not going to stick that on there until I've done the faux embossing. Now, let me show you what I've got on this little piece of magnetic board. I have made myself a lovely, cute little red and white gingham bow. Isn't that cute? I'm going to cut it down, but I don't know what size tails I want yet. I found a couple of little bells. Now, these aren't jingly bells. I've got a lovely big box, if I can reach them, a tub of bells. These are going to last me years and years and years. So I just thought I would use 2 of the gold ones today. So I've just thread those on a piece of gold twine. I've taken a sentiment, which is from my Jamie Rogers Christmas sentiments, the with love this Christmas. I thought that was really cute, and I've stamped it onto some white card, and then I've just cut tails in. Really simple. It's heat embossed, which I love, adds texture. Those are the 2 circles that I've used. But then the other thing is, and again, this one is a fleur, so it's very, very old. I've cut that out of the green card lots of times. I think I've got about 6 there. And then this one, which is a bit more compact, is what I'm going to do. That sounded bad, didn't it? This is the one I'm going to use to do my faux embossing. Now, just to show you so that you can see, there's a couple here, like these 3, that are incomplete. What I did was I used every scrap of the card to cut them off, and this is really useful when you're doing faux embossing, and I'll show you why. So I don't want to use those ones, I just want to use these ones. Now, I'm only going to do a bit of this to real time and then I'll speed it up. So what I mean by that is you can see there's a bit cut off there and a bit cut off there, but if I use that one over the edge, you can't see the bits I've lost. So that one's lost, so I can use that one over. Oh, there's a bit cut off there. So if I use that one like that, then you're not going to see the edges. What I think I might do for speed is find my craft mat. Found that. Now that's probably one of my most regularly lost pieces of equipment, and I don't know why. It's big enough. And then all I'm going to do is I've got a dotty tape pen. I've got a couple of different brands. I've got that one, and then I've got a Sticks 2 one, which doesn't seem to be in my line of sight at the moment. And I'm just going to pop bits of dotty tape pen on the back and then I'm just going to pop these onto my card. So basically they're going to blend into the card. Can you see? Like that. And like I said, I'll keep the little bits for a minute and we'll just do these. Right, I'll stop talking, speed this up, and then you can see what I'm doing. So all I need to do now is I can either take this to my paper trimmer, or I can just, now this is reminding me of Christmas tree needles dropping, isn't it, all over my craft desk. All I'm doing is I'm just butting up to the edge of my card. And I always say, if you don't like to do this, make your cardstock a little bit bigger and then trim it down using your paper trimmer when you finish, is another way to do it. You know, cut it down to the 4.5 by 6 inches at the end. Now these are non-stick scissors, so all these bits will just come off when I've finished. There we go. And look at that. That looks beautiful. Let's get rid of these bits. Now remember, they have got adhesive on, so some of them are sticky. I really do love that. So it really does look like it's been embossed. I could go over with gilding wax and just pick up the top if I wanted to, but I think that really works. So let's bring back the card. I think that would look nice, just slightly raised, but I didn't want to put the foam tape on the back until I'd done the faux embossing because it would have been lumpy and bumpy. So let's just put some foam tape on. Really pleased with how that looks. The pearlescent is far better than I expected. Really love that. So again, you know, this is what I want to try to say in my videos is, you know, I could have gone out and I could have bought another embossing folder and it would have sat in my pile of embossing folders. I love embossing folders. They're definitely one of my go-to things at the moment. But I didn't need to, because I could give the effect of having an embossing folder just by using something that I already had. And that is what I really try to advocate and encourage with this channel is, you know, have a look at what you've got and you know, see what can be used. If you had a really nice embossing folder that fitted in with the style of your card, then that's what you could have used, and you could have saved yourself the time and trouble of doing the die cutting. But I actually quite enjoyed that, and I found that quite rewarding to make that, and I think it looks really pretty. So you'll see the white border is very slim. It's a very slim white border. Now I really do like that. That works really well. So the next thing I want to pop that on, but I'm not going to pop it on just yet. Normally when I'm building things up, I always do the design on the card, but I think I'm going to need a little bit of help with this. So I've got these, and they are actually, they're a bit, for possibly a circle a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do, let's see if this comes out, because I've not used this glue today. Let's see. Oh, yes. We're going to pop this on here. Just roughly following round. Now, I thought about just using the brown, the craft, but then I decided that I really liked the look of the white. What I might do, let's start with trimming it a little bit. So we can put that one on there. Then we can get the next one. And I should have done that one first. Put that one underneath. So we're still getting the effect. Or the other way to do it would be, I know these would be like there. I can then just turn it around. No, I don't like that. That didn't give me the look I wanted. So then I can put, let's lift that one up. It looks a little bit skinny at the moment, but don't worry about that. We can just keep adding that one on. Then we're going to put that one on. Now I'm going to have a bow at the top, so I am going to put a layer on at the top, but I'm not going, I don't even know which way is the top yet. Oh, I've just done the same one, but I'm not going to be too hung up about it too thick at the top, because like I said, it's going to have the bow, it's going to have the ribbon and everything else, so that one can go like that. So I think that'll be, if I concentrate on that as the top, I think I'll be quite happy on that. So then I just need to do some more layers, and I might need to put a little bit more glue on. I might be a little bit more circumspect with the glue now, because it will pick up glue coming through. That glue came off then. Let's just keep putting a little bit of glue on. It's going to help with the, with the dimension as well, because as you know, this is a dimensional glue. It's a bit stringy, isn't it, today? Right, I just need to get that one in, because I don't want that in the middle. There we go. There, get rid of that. So where was my other piece of that? There it is. So we said that bit's going to be the top. So let's build up some more down at the bottom, making it, try not to do them in exactly the same places. Just making that nice and thick. Let's use some of the good pieces down here. Let's go with that one up there. Don't want this one. Do with a little bit round here. Just make sure they're in a different place, different, you know, each time you go round, and you're going to get the best look. And then I can tap that one under there. Oops. Again, this is why I like the 3D glue. So perhaps it's not going to grab it quite as tight, as quickly, but I know it's going to hold it really well. I'm going to take that one off. I'm going to put that one on like that, and I'm going to put that one on like that. There we go. Don't worry about it yet. Trust the process. Now this is why I thought about putting it straight on, doing that onto the card, but I didn't know whether I'd need to trim bits off, but I haven't. So let's take all these backs off these foam pads. Nice deep foam pad here. Oh. There we go. Don't worry, if I nudge anything, I can sort it in a minute. So let's bring back the card base. Make sure I've got it the right way up. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to have to just adjust that. So that was my top. So I'm going to pop that just like that. Have I got roughly the same top bottom? Yeah. Oh, I didn't put any glue on that. But that's fine. Let's hope it works first time. Make sure it's not too square. It's still looking round. There we go. Perfect. Then I think I'm going to come in with my bow. Oh, I'm going to put my sentiment on. So I'm going to put my sentiment there. Now I have put a few foam pads on so I don't need to use as much glue. So that's why I do that. And then I can put glue just here into those bits. And that's going to go just there. Just off centre. But you can see I've gone over the edges with that. That looks lovely. Then I need to come in with my bells. Let's pop the bell. I might have to go in this once it's all dry and do a little bit of trimming. Now, if I'd have thought on, I would have possibly put my hot glue gun on for this. But it'll be fine. The 3D glue will work. It'll just take a few more minutes to dry. So let's just trim this while we're here. So I think that one can trim just there, and then that one will trim just there, and then put that on like that. Oh, that's looking pretty. And then the final thing I wanted to do, once I've cleared all the mess out of the way, I have got some Cadence 3D pearl drops, if you want to. This is why I always test onto scrap first. There we go. I've warmed it up. I've just had it sort of next to my skin for a little while so that it warms up. I'm just going to tip that one so that the end goes under there. And then I'm just going to pop some faux pearls all over this. I'm going to do some larger ones. Now I'm not doing my 1s, 3s and 5s here because I'm going to be doing more. I had to give that a shake, so I just needed to do another squirt to check I hadn't got an air bubble in it. So let's do a couple of small ones. Just like that. And the great thing is, put these on and they keep their shape perfectly. So let's just twizzle it around, and I can do some small ones up here. So we've tied in the gold from the gold emboss, the gold bells, and now the gold pearl drops. So that is perfect. You always have to remember, if you're going to add in another colour to make, the only colour that I've sort of not tied in anywhere else is the red bow, but there was no other way to do that. So let's just go under here. Let's see if I can get one on here as well. There you go. I think that will do. That is perfect. Now I'm going to be very careful because there's a lot of wet. Let's get rid of those. And that is my wreath card with some faux embossed background. Isn't that? Oh, I need to take that off. I forgot. Actually, do I want? Yeah, I'll take it off down there. There we go. Nearly forgot that bit. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? I love that. So, you know, we have created a faux wreath. We've created a faux emboss. We've created faux gems. Really, really pretty, and all with that dark green. Now you could perhaps do a different colour green on the wreath so it maybe pops out a little bit more, but I quite like it for being the same. So let me just slide that one out a little bit. I probably will just tweak a few bits, but you see the general gist of what we're doing. There we are. I think that should do. That should do. Just like I say, just lighten the wreath a little bit at the top because of the bow and everything. But how about that? Isn't that pretty? Is that something that you are likely to make? I would love to know. But again, this would work for so many occasions, not just for Christmas. You could do something like this for birthday, whatever, you know, using a coloured piece of card, create your faux background, and then make yourself a topper to go on the top. I love that. That really, really works for me. And I hope it does for you too. As always, I'm going to leave a link on the left to either a previous project or a playlist, and also a link on the right to my subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing that. All your interaction does help with me. I'm getting really close to my 7,000 subscribers, which just over a year ago I would never ever have believed. So thank you to each and every one of you, and especially to all of you who interact with my channel on you know, a couple of times every week. I really do appreciate it. As always, I'm going to leave some links in the bottom, including a link to my Buy Me a Coffee page, and any support you can give to the channel is much appreciated, and I will leave you there. So let me know what you think. Is this something that you might do? Am I going to see this in your Christmas card collection this year? I'd love to know. But if there's anything else you want to let me know, then please just drop me a comment down below. So until next time, my crafty friends, you take care. Enjoy your Christmas crafting. Make sure it makes you happy. And I will be seeing you all again soon. So until then, bye for now.